What's going on, guys? I just want to say before the narration starts, I'm going to be posting on this channel pretty regularly now. My schedule freed up a little bit, and I want to put some more time into this channel. And yeah, I miss you guys as well. So, if you want to keep up to date with me and both of my channels, you can join the Discord in the comments below. And I also want to say that if we get to like 20 likes, I want to say, on this post, I will read part 2 of this narration. And I think there's like 3 parts. So yeah, if you want that, then definitely leave a like and comment. I do also want to say that you should absolutely show some love to the author. Their work will be in the description below. The story is quite good. I actually quite enjoyed reading the story. So yeah, show some love to them like always. Alright guys, I'll see ya. No one knew where it come from or how it got here. One moment there was a gap between two of the machines, and the next it was full. The casino was so large it went undetected for a time. That was until we found a patron sitting on the stool in front of it, slumped over, dead. I wasn't the one to find the body, but my coworker who said they did thought it was just another slot zombie. One of those people who had odd superstitions and spammed the buttons over and over. Amidst the chaos of flashing lights, boisterous chatting, and customers drunk off cheap liquor, it fit right in. The machine was small and old, a screen with a few buttons and an arm that could be pulled down. The only reason it was viewed as strange were the words that were printed on the front. Life or death glowed in red lights above the spot that said Slot 333. There was no manufacturer label or a spot for a key in the back. I even remember seeing that it had no cord, yet it still functioned without the use of electricity. I remember chuckling to myself when I read the numbers on the machine. Usually they were viewed as something positive, angel numbers, if I remember correctly. What I think it truly meant was that you were halfway to the devil. Halfway to 666. My manager radioed through the plastic piece in my ear.
Mike, they need you in the private room.
Do I need the mop this time? I sighed.
Give me a second.
The manager paused.
Yeah, you're gonna want to put on the boots, too.
Shit! Give me 2 shakes and I'll be there. I had done this so many times that instead of being grossed out, I was annoyed. I would rather have cleaned the nasty men's bathroom 100 times than clean the private room once, especially if the mop and boots were needed. It was a harrowing experience, opening the door to the room where the cursed slot machine resided. You'd never know what you'd find once you pulled back the curtain. Tiny dark red balls littered the floor. Some of them were still rolling around on the ground, the act only occurring moments ago. The patron's body was knelt down on the ground, head cocked back in an eternal scream. Although I could only see the body from the back, I knew what I would find. 3 cherries filled the screen of the machine, jackpot flashing brightly. I always hated this one. You could have fucking warned me that it was a cherry jackpot.
I told you you'd need the boots. Figured that was enough of a warning.
Boots can mean a lot of things.
Means you've got a mess on your hands either way. Just be thankful you're getting hazard pay for this.
I was grateful for the hazard pay. My debts felt like cinder blocks on my feet while swimming, trying desperately to drag me down to the bottom of the lake. The wheels of the mop bucket clacked loudly against the tile floor as I rolled it into the room, making sure I closed the door behind me. I got to work. The cherries were difficult to clean up, rolling away from the broom as I chased after them. It took me a full hour just to deal with the damned fruit. The body, on the other hand, was easy enough. Laying the trash can on the side, I shoved the patron head first into the receptacle, doing my best to avoid touching their torso. The blood that pooled on the ground below made sucking noises as I walked across with rubber boots. When the slot machine landed on 1 cherry, nothing. 2 cherries, you got a free meal voucher to the casino's restaurant. 3 cherries, well, that was a doozy. Thousands of red-pitted fruits appear within your stomach all at once. The patron who drew such an unlucky fate, he had exploded from the inside out. Ribs poked out in weird angles, a gaping hole formed within their torso, and cherries pouring out from their distended stomach. I had seen this 2 other times in my career working at the casino. By the 3rd time, I wasn't even fazed, just angry I had to be the one to clean it up. Once I had the mess taken care of and the body in the trash can, I took the equipment out of a door on the back side of the room. Whatever happened to the deceased patron wasn't my problem. Armed security guards in black masks would usually handle it from here. Alright, room's good to go, I said, holding my finger to the earpiece.
Nice job, Mike. I'll be sure to add this event to your payroll.
My manager answered back. Just as I was walking out of the private room where the cursed slot machine was kept, another person walked in. Rolling my eyes, I turned my head to study them. A lengthy, red wool coat, bleached in curly hair. Ah, yes, a high roller. I had seen this woman before. She usually stuck to high-stakes blackjack and poker. Either she was feeling extremely lucky, or hit a really big loss. Either way, she would pull the crank and press the buttons and see what happened. Instead of going and cleaning the bathrooms like I was supposed to before the radio from the manager, I decided to take a break. Sneaking into the back of the kitchen, I slipped the cook a few dollars and waited for my favorite meal. A burger and fries smothered in ketchup. My eyes widened and narrowed in quick succession. Maybe I should hold off on the ketchup for tonight. Wiping the grease from my hands and mouth, I got another call over the radio. You've gotta be fucking kidding me, I thought.
Private room again. No boots this time.
Oh, thank God. I don't know if I could handle doing that twice in one night.
Just a disposal. Seems we've got another unlucky.
Sighing with more emphasis than a disgruntled teenager, I pushed myself up and out of the seat. I thanked the cooks for their hard work and made my way out of the kitchen, wishing I could hide there for the rest of my shift. Aside from the manager, myself, and 2 others, no one else knew of the room, nor did they know of the cursed slot machine. You either accidentally made your way there, or you were one of the high rollers. The lights and noises on the floor were oddly comforting. Hearing the joy from winning, or the cry from losing, was much better than the silence of the private room. Unless you were actively playing slot 333, it made no noise, unlike the other slot machines out in the main room. They all hummed and buzzed constantly, inviting you to steal your hard-earned money. When I brushed past the curtain, I saw something that truly made me stand and gawk. This was a new one, a combination I had never seen before. 3 rubber ducks lit up the screen, looked cute and deceiving. I chuckled as I looked down at the floor. Sitting below the machine was a 3-foot-tall rubber duck wearing a red coat and adorned with curly blonde hair. No fucking way, I whispered to myself. Bending my knees, I leaned down to pick it up. The duck was surprisingly quite heavy, causing me to strain as I straightened my legs. As I carried it towards the back door, I heard liquid sloshing inside. A single red tear dripped down from the black plastic eye. Throwing it into the dumpster was quite easy. It landed with a loud thunk. Alright, Donovan, the room is cleared again. The manager's voice rang into my ear.
Good work. Pretty easy this time? That was fast.
Yeah, they turned into a rubber duck. How strange is that?
Strange, but not enough for me to care. The money is worth it.
Can I go home now?
Sure. Just make sure you clock out. Don't want your timesheet getting screwed up.
The manager's voice was apathetic. Now I'm sure you're all wondering, what are the possible outcomes for the slot machine? Well, I'm sad to inform you that there are an infinite amount. Way too many to keep track of. Now, if you asked me what the most dangerous ones were, or the most interesting, that I could answer. I'll start with the most interesting. House, $ house. Your mortgage would suddenly be paid off if you still owed on it. 3 houses would get you an instantaneous home of your dreams that would appear in lieu of where you slept the night before. Stock, watch, magnifying glass. You'd find every object you've ever lost, and it would prevent you from losing anything ever again. You just suddenly remember where each item could be found, like the memories were transplanted into your brain. I now think I can add 3 rubber ducks to this list. Now, the most dangerous combinations, 3 skulls was always a bad place to start, resulting in instant death. As soon as the last skull drops, so would your heart. 3 candles, self-emulation, without the need for gasoline or sparks. 3 boulders, that one was even messier than the cherries. I had only witnessed this one once. The unlucky patron was as flat as a pancake, obliterated skin and bones, organs relieved of their fluids, all under a fist-sized rock. My girlfriend, Jane, was waiting at the table for me when I got home.
How did it work?
You have no idea, I replied, running a hand through my hair.
Want me to heat up dinner?
She asked. Nah, I need a shower first. I kissed her on the forehead and pushed further into the house.
Still good to watch The Bachelor tonight?
Jane called from the kitchen. Yes, please. I am so ready for some trash TV. I shouted back before getting in the shower. Trash television was my only escape from the horrors of my life. Sitting on the couch, arm wrapped around the love of my life, laughing at what some dumb schmuck said was my favorite way to relax. That and a good cheap beer. Mittens, our cat, would always be loafing on the arm of the couch next to us. I could never tell anyone of what happened at work, and especially not Jane. Night stretched into day, and then back again, signaling my time for another shift. Black slacks and cranberry-colored vest was my uniform, non-slip shoes on my feet. Staring in the mirror one last time, I took note of the dark circles under my eyes. I looked much older than 30, much more ready for the grave than I should be.
Hey, Mike. Donovan is looking for you.
One of my coworkers told me when I came into work. Fuck. What is it this time? I asked, sliding the piece of plastic into my ear.
Something about needing the mop and boots?
They looked at me with a strange expression, not understanding the weight their words carried. This particular coworker was oblivious to slot 333. Great. I rolled my eyes and stomped my way toward the back. Donovan was standing in front of the door, a shaken expression on his face. The mop bucket rolled to a stop, as did I. Gripping the wooden pole with white knuckles, I sealed my resolve before walking in. I thought my manager would say something before entering, but he just stared at me, silently. What the fuck? Laying on the ground near the slot machine were 2 people. My eyes moved up and down between the scene below and the symbols on the screen. 3 yin-yangs filled the slot machine display. I felt vomit rise up in my throat, acidic bile burning through my esophagus. I pressed the button on the intercom. Donnie, they're still alive!
I know.
They're fucking eating each other, man!
Yes, Mike. I know.
What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Clean it up.
I shuddered as I walked toward the 2 patrons. They laid in a poor excuse of a circle, head to feet. Person 1 was in the process of eating person 2's feet, and vice versa. For person 2, eating one's feet, it had gotten to the midsection by the time I had entered the room. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Person 1 was gnawing on the spine of person 2, blood and organs spilling out from the bottom of their torso. Person 2 was fiendishly devouring the large intestine of person 1. It smelled like metal and digestive fluids. The circle grew smaller and smaller as they ate. I picked person 1 up by their armpits and dragged them toward the back door with a cry of anguish. Person 2 crawled on the ground after us, leaking fluids and tissue along the way. My back groaned in protest as I dragged this half-eaten person. They screamed and clawed at the air, wanting to go back to their antics. I let go of one arm to wrap my hand over their mouth, trying to stifle the screaming. Shut the fuck up! They'll hear you. I half yelled in person 1's ear. When we get outside, you guys can go back to doing whatever the fuck you were doing a moment ago. Their screams faded into a whimper, and I continued dragging. Once the bodies were safely out of the building, I got to cleaning. The mop water had to be changed 4 times before the floor was finally clean. I was sweaty and exhausted. By the time I was done, 3 yin-yangs instantly moved to the top of the list of the most disturbing combo the slot machine could produce. I hoped I would never see this one again. I better be getting double hazard pay for this one. Like, why the hell were there 2 people in the room? I radioed.
The higher-ups wanted to see what would happen. Sorry, Mike. and I'll see what I can do about the double hazard.
You better argue like hell for it. Better yet, you should ask them to cover my fucking therapy bill. I'm taking a long smoke break. Don't radio me for a while. I left the private room and went out through the employees' door for the smoke session. The CEOs didn't like having employees mingle with patrons when it came to bathrooms and smoking, so we had our own private area. Taking a death stick from the pack, I placed the filter in my mouth and struck the match, drawing a deep, smoke-filled breath. I pulled out my phone. I had to tell someone about this, someone that isn't actively in my life, someone who won't judge me. I had to get this off my chest. To any of you who end up reading this, be wary of working at casinos. You may end up stuck cleaning up bodies like me. And to those of you who frequent casinos, if you ever find a lone slot machine in a private room, don't play it. Or do. Just be prepared to deal with the consequences. If you're found unlucky, you may end up dead. Or worse.